I'm Helen Clare. I'm a poet turned textile artist. And I also work with schools to help them sort of support their staff through menopause, to get schools to make adjustments and find ways of supporting those staff who are struggling with perimenopause and menopause.
I'm Lena Munday. I'm an artist. I've been living in Manchester for nearly 8 years now. I'm originally from the United States on the East Coast. In addition to being an artist, I do fundraising for the arts as well, because I feel if you've got the skills, do what you can to cultivate the ecosystem.
How did you get together, and where did the idea for this project come from?
World Menopause Day last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had just turned up as a participant, which is lovely as an artist who does deliver public workshops, or, is the one doing it a lot. To just be a participant in this thing was lovely. But I met people, I told them what I was doing. And I said to Dr. Zoe, I was like, for a few years now, I've had this idea of I just want to wrap myself in a cloak or a big blanket, because I just feel awful going through menopause. And she's like, oh, Helen had the same idea. So I think both of us had a similar idea for a cloak or something to envelop ourselves in.
I'd made pictures, hadn't I? I'd kind of looked at the different themes of a cloak, the idea that it might be connected to magic and transformation and journeying, but also to things like, grief and, ideas of being a crone, and also comfort and shelter, but also equally hiding and shame. So there were all these kind of ideas that came in this. And I wanted something that people could wear that was really an expression of what we felt about perimenopause and menopause, but also would feel transformative when we put it on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I felt the same way. I think I've come from a film and video and performance background, so I think whenever I think of a visual art kind of project, there's always going to be an interactive element to me. And being part of the process of making is what I'm most interested in. So I always want people to be part of the making, because I think that's where, you look at something like this, oh, I don't have a PhD, I can't understand this. And it's well, just do it. That's what it's about. It's a more visceral experience, and it's really fun when you're actually doing it.
I think there's a deepening awareness of the breadth of why arts and engagement in creative practice is so important for humans. There's the idea of sort of fine art as a sort of intellectual pursuit. And then there's an awareness of art therapy as a very specific engagement. I think where this work fills in is much more about there's something that happens in the process of making, and especially making with other people, that impacts on how your brain works. It's sort of a realigning, a total flow thing that goes on. And I think that it's really important the Arts Council embraces this side of what's important about the arts, and why, because they're very interested in the sort of people's engagement and the widest engagement possible. And this sort of where the arts is used as a sort of foundational for exploring something that's so socially important. And especially it's a really good vehicle for something that has had taboos, that has been, because it creates this non-hierarchical, very sort of authentic relationship building space, and therefore often quite difficult conversations can happen in that space in a safe way. I had been through my menopause and thought it was only for women who were going through menopause. So I'd been sort of distant from it, interested, but not feeling it was for me. But I know Lena, who runs this project, and I was talking to her about that. She said, no, come along. And I love crafting. I love sewing. I love anything, especially if I don't have to take responsibility for it myself. And it's such an open, sort of generous space where you can just dive in and do what you want.
I've been going through menopause, and I never really thought there were people talking about it, there was anything about it. So when I saw that this is a group of women who come talk about menopause, and I thought that was an ideal thing for me to do. And since I came here, I've done knitting, I've sewn, I've drawn. So one thing that makes me love this particular place is like a network of women who are going through what you are going through, people who understand the pain, the challenges, people you can identify with, and people you can also ask what they went through and what they manage it, because people never talk about menopause. It's just this big giant thing, this monster that nobody wants it. Because like when I was growing up, I was really looking forward to menopause, so that my periods would end and that would be the end of it. But then when menopause came, and then there was this hot flashes, and then it just unbearable. So this place has become like a sanctuary, a place I always look forward to. I've also joined other groups that these women are part of and other activities. So it's always nice to have people your age group, so that people who understand what's going around and the things that you can do together. So it has not only been a therapeutic thing for me, it's like a place to come where I exhale, and I get some positive vibes, I learn, I'm encouraged. And then one thing that makes this cause special, it's like, it doesn't really look like a cause, it's like a place where we meet. We also have a doctor, and you can always ask the doctor, and the doctor can tell you things that you do not understand, things that your normal gynecologist or your GP cannot tell you. So this is a place where I wish all women who are going through menopause, will go through menopause, can come, because this is like one-stop shop where you get to learn different crafts, because I was visiting things I used to do when I was young. So it feels so nice, just learning new things, and they're always supporting to help. And the doctor is always on call. For each session, there's a doctor. If you want to ask something, there's information. So it's a very safe place.
It was kind of quite different to what we expected. In fact, my original drawings, it was kind of blood red, maroon, all those kind of
velvet,
colours. And then people kind of said, let's have blues and greens, let's have it calm, let's have these natural colours of the sea and the sky that are where, we can get comfort and calm from those sort of places, and we want to get that kind of comfort and calm from the cloak as well. So we've ended up with blues and greens, which was really quite a surprise.
It was, that was a real surprise. We still got the burgundy inside, the velvet inside the hood. And the multi-sensory aspect of it as well, when we talk to people again, which again, like when you ask people, you don't just make assumptions about what it needs to be. People talked about smells, and so we incorporated some. Well, I just brought some herbs from my garden one day, and we put them in sachets and put them inside the hood.
You put this hood on, and suddenly you're in this kind of soft, dark place with these amazing smells.
Yeah. So I love that. It's like the movement and the feel and the smell.
It's the only thing I think that I've done just for me in I don't know how long. And everybody thought I would knit or crochet something, because I knit and crochet all the time, and then I ended up doing like some stitching and embroidery, and as soon as I got in and they showed me all the fabrics and the colours and stuff, I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And it was the first time.
What do you see your bit?
Mine is the rage one. On the back. Because I just feel like I'm angry all the time. And I've heard, I mean, somebody, people have been talking about the fact that, for most of your adult life as a woman, you've got good hormones and you've got mummy hormones, and they're making you nice so you can raise the children and get things done. And then suddenly when those hormones are gone, you're just like, I'm just like a person who's not going to take any crap anymore now. Yeah, spend a lot of time really, really angry.
Raging.
Raging, yeah. Yeah. Just like, just turn the world over to a bunch of menopausal women and we will sort this stuff out. I don't know. It's much more beautiful and calming than I thought it was going to be. With, you know, like, rage being one of the things that I've been focusing on lately. It does feel quite calming. And I just kind of want to swirl around and be pretty.